Well, guys, appreciate you guys as always taking time to come out. Thank you, Jesus, for another day of life with these kids, man. I told my wife last night, just about where we're at and try to always regroup with her. Right now, with a month-old at home, we get a very select time to be able to have some adult conversations. It's right around from 10 to 10:30. But love this team, man. Love where we're heading to. Obviously, just like anything, it's April, and we still got a lot of things we got to get fixed and grow in. But proud of the week we had as a team. Obviously, we've talked about some of the stuff that's happened and just our leaders stepping up, our team focused on what matters. We had a really good week of practice. Today was a good scrimmage for us. It really, went back and forth. Last scrimmage, defense kind of started fast. Today, our offense started fast and was able to be explosive early on in the game, which is huge. Some guys stepped up. Our running backs did a really good job today. I think all of them were able to get a touchdown. Maddox was super clean. Matt Louder had a big catch down the middle of the field in a 2-minute drill. Defensively, some guys are stepping up. We talked about David Latu last week. He's continued to really grow. Michael Madry, Lopez, Sanusi, Dion, like those guys in that D tackle room are getting better. A young freshman that I want to highlight, Bobo, who early enrolled. And he's going to be a really good player, man. He's a great kid. We love coaching him. Coach Frazier, Coach Washington doing a really good job with him. He's going to be really good, man. So just to name a couple, Marco continues to be one of the top leaders on our team. Not only just how he plays, but how he brings people with him in all situations is really cool to see. Zion Washington had a really good scrimmage today. Proud of how he covered, how he tackled, how he moved. It was cool to get him out there and get him rolling. So those are just to name a couple. Some guys are stepping up. Receiver-wise, obviously some guys banged up that are kind of in and out of the rotation, but those guys continue to work. I mean, Chase Penry was the guy that Coach Hilgard had talked to our team to start the scrimmage. He talked about he has been here, loves this team, and is going to do everything he needs to for our team to compete, and he did a good job out there today. So our guys are growing. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of stuff on film we got to clean up. We did a 4-minute versus a 2-minute situation today, so the offense trying to win the game, defense trying to obviously get the ball back and get in a 2-minute drill. It's really good for even coaches. Both sides of the ball to work, time management wise, and it was really cool to see our guys compete in those situations. So a lot to clean up, one more week of spring ball, but really proud of our team and how we've continued to focus on the work, because that's what we talked about the other day, is just never losing our edge. And that's what I've been talking to our team about. Like, it's this constant feeling of like you're down 14, right? That's what I want our team to feel, right? So there is going to be a time this season when we're down 14. We're used to that edge. I think sometimes after a really good season we had last year, there can be sometimes some things you battle, right? Oh, we're going to be fine, or that's just kind of happens here. No, we won last year because of blue-collar hard work, right? And teams and our players and our coaches bought into that. So that edge of being down 14. So we went back and watched a lot of clips from last year as a team and like, hey, remember what this felt like. Remember when we're up big against Georgia Southern and they come back and they're up 2 in the third quarter. What did that feel like? Remember being down in the fourth quarter to UNLV on the road? I remember that. I remember being down 14, almost 21 points to San Jose State, and there was an edge and an urgency about our team in that moment. We need that all year long now. We need that in April. We need that in May. We need that in June. And as the coach and our leaders, we need to make sure we continue to have that. So proud of our team, excited where we're going to.
What's Madsen's next level for you, Spencer? What do you need to see?
Yeah. In all facets for him, just continue to take steps, Johnny. Seeing him, first and foremost, step up into a really big leadership role. Not that he wasn't, your starting quarterback has to be a leader, right? That's a non-negotiable. But right now, even him stepping up more vocally as a leader in our team has been a huge part, and he's doing that, man. It's been awesome. And not only just now in spring ball, he's been doing it in January when we went through our winter conditioning, and seeing him do it in spring ball has been huge. I mean, he's on the sideline. He's talking some smack to the defense. Like, he's bringing guys with him. He's grabbing guys after practice. He's telling me kind of like where the team is, because that connection with me and our leaders is everything. Like, I want to know what's going on. I try to be around in every situation, but our leaders tell me, hey, this is where this young man's at. This is how we can help him. I mean, so he's stepped up in a major way in leadership and just building off last season. And I think sometimes when you have a good season and you want to take that jump, you can make it almost too big. Right, and I've been through that with some players where, okay, I want to work on all these different things. To me, it's like, is my urgency there every day to grow in the things I need to, right? And as a quarterback, the stress, the outside noise that can be on him is a lot, but he handles it well. He's an elite competitor, and even seeing him go through spring ball with Coach Hill's tutelage, I mean, he's even taken a step in his game. The ball is jumping out of his arm, extremely accurate, makes great decisions. He's becoming more and more a mobile quarterback, which is awesome to see. So it's just, I mean, he's continued to take those strides. I mean, I think he's going to be one of the better quarterbacks in the country. I believe that. That's who he is, and that's how he practices. and our team trusts him, and I trust him.
Both Maddox and Zach Hill said, that connection between them was almost instantaneous.
Yeah.
How nice was it to see that relationship just really click from the start, and how has that helped Maddox even, like you said, keep getting better at those things?
That relationship is everything, not just Coach Hill to Maddox. It's across the board. Like, we put a premium on relationships here. We can't, as a coach, me, Coach Hill, just to name one, we can't bring these players to places they've never been without them knowing, I trust you, I respect you, and you want what's best for me, regardless if football's over tomorrow. But that does take time. But Zach Hill and Maddox did a great job connecting right away. There was a respect level for each other right away. When there's a respect level there, you can grow quickly. That relationship is going to be pivotal. But that's something that we talk about as our coaches with our players, and no different player to player. And it's not just on the field. It's outside the building. It's our coaches taking our players to dinner, being around them. That's everything. Because to be able to develop someone to be the best version of themselves, it takes time. It takes sacrifice to where these kids see us in situations that ain't just, well, that's my coach. No, this is someone that truly loves me and is going to tell me the truth to push me to a higher level.
The D-line, we heard about Lopez and Nusi having a fumble recovery today. But just in general, you already had an inexperienced group, and then you lost Brax. Do you have what you think you're going to need there? Is that something you still think you have to attack the portal again, in the middle interior there? Or how do you think the D-line's doing so far?
Yeah, BJ, definitely we're always recruiting the best players that fit Boise State. We're not going to fall into the mold of a lot of players or places where they're just looking for talent and trying to find a way to get them. Yes, we're looking for talented football players, but they have to fit here. They have to be a part of a team, and they got to make sure they're bought into what we do here. But we're going to be actively recruiting defensive tackle in this in the portal window. If it's junior college, if it's transfer portal, but it has to be the right fit for us. We got a really good group. Obviously, a group that has not played a lot for us. Either guys that have been younger, guys that we brought in at the semester, and they're starting to grow and develop a lot. They're playing much better. They're playing together, and I've named a couple of those guys I think are going to be really good players for us this season. Haven't played a lot in games, but Coach Shenander, Frank Malik, I think we have two of the best defensive line coaches in the country. When they're working with them every single day, seeing the growth that's happened through 12 practices, BJ, we're going to be good up front.
I think we were saying the other day, Michael Madre, 6 games is now your most experienced guy.
Correct. And so there's a lot of inexperience in that room, right? From either guys that weren't here or young guys that haven't played a lot. And so we know that. That's why we put a premium on practice. Not only just the team drills or the scrimmages, Indy and everything. And we're not going to be a ready-made product by the end of spring ball. But if we can continue to leave off summer where we left spring, we're going to be good up front. We put a premium on that. That's a non-negotiable for us as a defense. That's a non-negotiable for wherever you go, but especially how we play our D tackles, like them being really good is a non-negotiable. Our guys see that, and we have what it takes, but we still got to continue to work. We are going to be actively recruiting that.
You got 3 practices left. What are the couple of things that you would want to accomplish most in the last 3 practices?
Yeah. Just talking today, the biggest things that we wanted to see today, obviously first and foremost, I always want our guys in this situation to cut it loose. They've done a lot of work to prep, to play well in this scrimmage, to perform. And we put that stress and anxiety on them, no different than game 1 down in South Florida. So I wanted to see our guys cut it loose. And I wanted to see what that looked like. If cutting it loose for some guys some of them went out there and didn't do their job the way we need to. We got to get that fixed, right? But I wanted to see guys cut it loose and compete. The other thing that we need to continue to grow in is just our communication. That's in all 3 phases: special teams, offense, defense. Not just going out there and playing a play, talking the situation. Hey, is it 3rd down? Is it 4th down? What area of the field are we at? If there's a shift or a motion defensively, talking about it. Offensively, making sure we're on the same page with our shifts and motions and how we're playing. So communication was at a paramount, and then we got to make sure we eliminate the sins, right? The sins are those self-inflicted negatives. What is that? False start, right? It's not lining up correctly defensively. Like some of those things that you have to control that have nothing to do with making a play, those were cleaned up this scrimmage, but we need to continue to grow those in the next 3 practices.
With Malik Sherrod, he obviously had a wealth of experience that he gained at Fresno State, but it just seems like every practice he does something. What's been the most impressive thing about him? And he scored again apparently today too. So what's been the most impressive thing about Malik since he arrived? Yeah,
just talking football-wise, he's an explosive player. Going against him, knew that, but even seeing him in person, and you talk about a guy that there's not been one issue with him since he's come here. And what I mean by that is he fit right into our culture. It wasn't like, all right, Malik, let's talk more. Like, he bought into what we're doing. Even as an older guy, he bought in completely to what we're doing here. And he's been explosive since day one, right? How he preps, how he studies, and he had another big time day today. He's got a really good edge about himself that I like. Like, he's that competitor that, he's got that mentality that you love to be around, and he's elevated even those other guys in their room, especially with Cy out, still due to injury. Man, he's continued to bring Dylan Breezy along with him, and it's been cool to see that edge he brings. But he's an explosive player, man. He's also going to be, without something changing, right now he's going to be probably our punt returner, kickoff returner, depending how things shake out. We're going to still compete for it, but he's doing a really good job, and I'm proud of a guy that has been somewhere else that comes in here and that quickly immerses to our culture, because we do things very different here.
I don't know if there's any update on Cy, but
Yeah.
is there an update?
Yeah, so Cy's going to be close, guys. We had hopes that he would be ready for spring ball. Obviously, he's a huge part of our team, but the injury is still something that he's not 100% cleared. Our hope is that he'll be ready to go full go in June when we get back to summer training, and that he can do everything with the team. Garrett Hawley's done a phenomenal job with him, our head athletic trainer, but right now he's still not cleared to practice. So he's close, he's getting there, but we need him to be full go in June.
Did something change, or originally you guys had said
Yep.
he would have played if he would have won the Fiesta Bowl?
Yeah, it's one of those things with that injury and what it was, because we were like, he was there. Just like anything, there can be some setbacks with something like this. Like he was able to do some winter conditioning, wasn't quite where we had him at, so we had to pull back some stuff. He was getting close. So Cy is such a competitor. He loves football. And that's what makes him special. We're in his life to kind of pull, say, hey man, we got to be smart in these situations, because if Cy goes out to practice, he's not that guy that's like, all right, I'm going to take it easy. He is going to be game on the line, speed and everything he does. So we got to be smart with him and how he does it. And so we've walked that path. And I know it's frustrating for him, and we obviously want him out there, but we are going to be smart with him to make sure when he is full go, he is ready for that with his leg.
Is that something you're at all concerned about lingering into the season?
I'm not. No. I'm not. Like we're being smart with him. But he is not cleared to practice. It's not like it's something where he's cleared and we're just like, hey, we don't want to risk it. He's not cleared yet. And I have full trust in our athletic training staff, but I am not concerned one bit about it lingering for season.
When you guys got Sherrod, was it mainly, hey, kick returner, punt returner, we need him for that, and we'll see where he fits in at running back?
Yeah.
Or has he done more, maybe because Slider's been out or whatever, just in terms of showing you guys that he needs to be in that mix at running back too?
He's definitely showing us that he needs to be in the mix, BJ. Knew a lot about him. Obviously Coach Jamo recruited him to Fresno State, coached him, so we knew a lot about it. And then going against him, we knew what type of running back he was and what type of kickoff returner. But we felt still really good about the running backs we had coming back. But just like anything, that is a premium position for us. What we do offensively, that is a premium position. And so we got to continue to find the guys that continue to push that needle, and Malik Sherrod's done that. So not only what he's going to do as a kickoff punt returner, he's going to have a huge role on offense too.
For spring games, getting a chance to connect with the fans, show the fans, what you guys, maybe preview of the season,
Yeah.
What's it mean to you, that opportunity?
The spring game is such a special moment for me. Obviously, we haven't been around Bronco Nation since December 31st or whatever the Fiesta Bowl was. We haven't been around them. And so all those months of our guys training, practicing, going through, being able to have this time with our fans, because Bronco Nation is the best fan base in the country. I'm open about that. I don't say that as a hype. We go to play Penn State in the Fiesta Bowl. That's a home game, it feels like, with the amount of fans. We got 7 games, 7 sellouts, and that's a huge part for our players. I want them to feel that connection. When people come to the spring game, getting autographs from our players, being around our players, not just seeing them in the stands in a game, but being able to meet them, be around them, it's a huge connection piece for me, because that's a huge selling point for this place. You come here, this isn't a place that, yeah, they kind of like football. No, they love their team. They're in on their team. That's what makes Bronco Nation special. So cannot wait to be around them on Saturday. I know our players feel the same.
With a guy like Ty Benefield, you guys threw so much at him last year, and it seems like he's one of those guys that can basically take whatever you throw at him.
Yeah.
How has his role continued to maybe evolve?
Yeah.
And how much can he handle?
Yeah, Ty is such an elite competitor. He loves football, and everything he does is about growing to be the best version of himself. So even a guy going into his sophomore year last year, we put a lot on our safeties, and he did a great job executing in all situations. And now even seeing him, even obviously through spring ball, him taking his game to the next level. We even had a couple plays on offense for him the other day, just because he's that type of football player. We had some receivers out, and it's like, hey, Ty, go out there and catch a couple passes. So he's just that guy for us. Is that going to turn into anything or not? We're going to continue to walk that path. But I'll tell you what, Ty Benefield's a leader on this team. He loves this team. And how his play, I mean, last scrimmage, he played at a level that I haven't even seen him play at yet. And so it's cool just to see him continue to grow.
Matt Lauder, you said he can be the best tight end, one of the best tight ends in country. Is he there now, or are you looking for even more out of him?
I think he definitely can be. Obviously, there's still some things for Matt to continue to grow on, but he's had a really good spring so far. He's been great with his body. I think he has the skill set to be one of the best tight ends in the country. There's obviously things he needs to grow from last season to do that. He knows those. But Matt Lauder is a huge part of this team, and I believe he's a matchup nightmare for defenses.
What are some of those things you want to see out of him? I remember last year, he'd have 6 catches, and then Dirk would be like, but the downfield blocking wasn't there. So what are you looking for?
Yeah, just the biggest thing for me with Matt is just continue to build on last season. He had a lot of production, and sometimes the ball doesn't go to you. Like I was open even about the Oregon game. I mean, he blocked his tail off, had a couple catches, but he was open. Sometimes he just didn't get the ball to him. Then there's those games where he has monster plays, and he's got the stats to back up kind of how he's playing. So at tight end, man, he's been relentless with it. Matt Wagner's had a really good spring ball too. But Matt Lauder's a matchup nightmare. I think for Matt, it's just continuing to go from one of the better tight ends to be an elite tight end, continue to make the off-platform catches, right? The ball's misthrown, making those throws, a defender all over you. Just the consistency to make those plays. And he's shown that in spring ball, and I'm excited for him to show it in season.
So as an elite tight end, is that just someone who can do the blocking and the, is that what you're saying basically? Elite
tight ends are Swiss Army knives, right? I mean, it's a huge part of our offense as a pro style offense. So you got to be one of the best run blockers, either blocking one of the best edge players in the country, but then you also got to be able to beat one of the better DBs in the pass game. So you're the best blocker, and you also got to be one of the best receivers, right? So that's where when I talk about a tight end being elite, if they can do both, those are the NFL tight ends that we've had here, right? And I think Matt Lauder has that type of skill set. Now he's got to continue to build on it, but he's got that type of skill set. I really do believe he's gonna be one of the best tight ends around.
You mentioned some of the receivers being out, and it seems like every practice we've been to, Cam Bates makes it a couple more plays. I mean, the special teams, receiver. Where is he at in terms of his development and getting his feet wet last year? Like, what's kind of his ceiling moving forward?
Yeah, BJ, I'm really glad you brought up Cam Bates. I mean, he had, and we track all this stuff GPS-wise, right? He had one of the most yards at practice we've ever had here 2 days ago, because he does it all. I mean, he's going to be doing kickoff return. He's doing everything on offense. But a guy that has one of the best personalities in the team, smiles all day long, not, well, coach, why am I getting all these plays? Like, loves the team. And he's a big-time athlete now and did not have a huge role last year as a freshman. He's going to have a much bigger role this year. And he's earned it. He's earned it, how he plays, and he's still going to be a sophomore, but he's going to have a much bigger role because he's earned it. And Cam Bates had a really good spring ball so far. So exactly what that's going to look like, we're still working through those things, BJ, but I promise you this Cam Bates is going to have a big role in this team.
How much do you think has helped that he actually did get in and play last year, as opposed to somebody that had redshirted?
Yeah, that's why my goal is to play as many freshmen as we can, because traveling with the team, knowing what that's like, playing on special teams, the stands are watching you, the nation's watching you on TV, like, it's hard. You can't replicate that. And so when you can go through your freshman year and even just play a little bit, I think it helps you to have a really good sophomore campaign, way more than just redshirting and not playing.
Receivers in general, I mean, I know you said some guys have been out, but I mean, we see just, you still are looking at transfer portal receivers and things. I mean, with losing who you lost in Cam and obviously Prince, I mean, have you not seen enough from that group, or where are you overall with the receivers? Yeah,
the guys that are going through spring ball right now, BJ, have done a really good job. Latrell's not going through spring ball due to some injuries. Chris has been out for a while, was always battling some soft tissue stuff. Austin Bolt did a really good job to start spring ball. Then we're working through some injury stuff with him too. All these guys will be fine for summer, right? So we have no concerns at all this season. But even building off last season, right? Our pass game is going to take a jump. That's going to happen. And I got to make sure as the head coach that we have everything we need. Right? Yes, that starts with our team first. It always will here. We're all about building our players and putting our best players in the right situations. But then I also got to be open to see if there's guys out there that fit this place, that can help us from a talent level and a culture level come in. So receivers, a position that we are recruiting to find the right fit here.
Just curious, with Ty, is that a guy that came to you and was like, hey, let me try this? Are you
No.
guys pushing his limits?
Yeah.
Like what?
No, I called him Sunday last week after our scrimmage, knowing that there's a couple receivers going to be out. I know what type of athlete he is. I watched him in high school do it. And spring ball is the time to kind of put guys in those situations, see what they can do. And he had a big-time catch on I think it was Thursday's practice when he was out there. So he's that type of competitor This is the time for us to make some moves, create some packages to see. Because when we leave spring ball, I need to be open and honest with our players. This is how we see your role going in the summertime. Doesn't mean someone can change that when we get into fall camp, good or bad, but I believe in truth. I believe in telling these players, this is exactly where you are out on the team. Not, yeah, everything's good, man, or the other way. Like I tell her, we have to be direct with our players, exactly where they're out in the depth chart leaving spring ball, what they need to do to maybe change that, and no different for some of our best players. Like, how can we even create more situations to get our best guys on the field in all three phases?
Obviously, it'll probably be something you decide in the summer, but is there a chance you could see him as a two-way player next season?
No, we'll see. Yeah, we're gonna keep going through it. There might be other guys on our team. Mason Randolph messed with me the other day about playing D-line. I said, hey, don't tempt me with a good time. So I promise you that, hey, we've only begun to get this thing going.
Special teams, I mean, we talked to Stacy the other day, and obviously that was an area that, was lacked a little bit last year.
Yeah.
Cost you some games.
Yeah,
Moments. So he said you're putting a little more time into it this spring, but overall, just with special teams, what do you want to see? What have you seen, and how do you improve in those units?
Yeah, BJ, obviously a huge point of emphasis was growing our special teams unit, right? The consistency our specialists play with, and then all four units, BJ. And I can tell you this, we still got work to do, but there has been much better urgency this spring ball, right? That my best right now mentality, and not, all right, I think sometimes last year we battled some of the, all right, I just got done with O or D, now I'm going to go play my special teams rep. No, this is the most important rep, and every one of those reps are earned. We talk to our guys consistently now about the NFL. You want to go play in the NFL? You better be able to play on special teams. Like, that's a non-negotiable. And our guys have bought into it. We still are working through who's going to be starters in all those four phases, but some guys are stepping up in those techniques. It's not going to be something that is just handed. Well, if I don't play on O and D, I guess I'll still play. No. Our starters are going to play on special teams this season. That's happening. And our guys that want to play on special teams, they better earn the right to do that, or they're not going to play. They're not going to travel. They're not going to play.
Spencer, we've known who the best player on the team was last year with Ashton Genty. Maybe it's up for grabs. Who's the best player on the team?
Yeah, Johnny, good question. I think we got a lot of guys that are working to step into that role. I can't speak to that yet, Johnny. I think there's a lot of guys that I can see being that when we leave this season. But this is a whole new team. It's a whole new team. That's how it is every single year. And the exciting part for our team is we do have a lot of returners. Some played, some didn't. But a lot of guys that know what it takes to be successful. But now we got to do it all the time. So to be able to say right now in April who our best player is going to be, there's a lot of guys that I know have the potential to be that. But the reality of it is too, and I've been open to media about this, best players have to always be your best players. It's not just Thursday night when we play South Florida and into game 2. Like, they got to be our best players now, our best players on break in May, our best players in June, and heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. You want to be Ashton, you want to be Ahmed, you want to be blah, blah, blah. Heavy's the crown, man, because it's going to take everything from you to do that. So, and there's a lot of guys that have stepped up in that role. I can name 5 to 10 guys right now that I think have potential to be our best players, but they got to consistently do those things.
Spencer, you look over there and the steel beams are now going up.
Oh, yeah.
I think today we're having the first day. Just to now start to see a structure coming up from the ground here.
Yeah.
What's the feeling like?
So excited, man. I mean, just like anything, it's so funny even talking with our team. Like, we're a developmental program, right? Guys come in here as freshmen, and it'll be the hardest thing they ever do. But if they stick with it, we can build something special with their life. And so even every day coming in, seeing the construction going on, I think it's so exciting. And I thank Jeremiah Dickey and Bronco Nation for what we were able to do in our North End Zone, because you want to see growth, not even just from a player, but from an institution, from an athletic department, from our football program. I've been open, like, we're at where we're at. We need to make up ground in a lot of phases, financially, all these different things. This North End Zone is a huge piece, man. And I joke with guys like, don't tempt me. We might get the guys out there shoveling dirt sometime this summertime to get this thing even sped up a little bit, man. But, I mean, these guys are relentless in how they work out here, and really excited for what this is going to do for our football program for years to come.
Is it going to be a little strange this year going down towards that end zone, no fans cheering you on? Or?
Yeah, we're still working through it, man. I haven't even really begun to think about those things. I'm still hopeful that we can, and maybe I'm speaking out of turn. I'm like, we got to find a way to even have some people stand, around that end zone, but I think we're still working through that.
Right. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.